and Ruby from Planet Oz comes a brand new comic that'll take you to the stars and back. Raised by his single mom, Corey, who's struggling in high school, is just trying to fit in amongst his friends. His best friend Nolan is the school's baseball star. Kim, the girl he's been friends with for years, a budding streaming sensation. There's also his friends Greg and Diego, the walking search engine. But things are about to get complicated when he comes across an alien power suit. Now Corey finds himself in the crosshairs of the government's clandestine anti-alien task force. Their job? To neutralize what they think is a threat.
Get your copy of Starcore at tccreeks.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Kyrun Silva from Taurus Comics and co-host of the Four Tales podcast. Now, in the past, I brought to you my books, Shaman's Destiny, Saw the Lightning Wielder, and Ruby from Planet Oz. But today, I'm here to bring you the next pillar of the Taurus Comics universe. That is Starcore. Starcore is a coming-of-age story that's centered around Corey. Corey is a high school student who is struggling to help his single mom and also keep his grades up. His friends all seem to have something going for them while his life seems to be going nowhere. Now everything changes for Corey when he finds an alien stone that gives him access to a super-powered battlesuit. Now that battlesuit doesn't come without its own problems. One of those problems is ACT, the government's Alien Counter Task Force. Now their job is to assess any alien activity and determine the threat level it presents to the United States. And let me tell you, they usually employ the mentality of shoot first, ask questions later. Now, Starcore is written by myself and features artwork by Marcos Martinez. Marcos' amazing animated style fits perfectly with the Saturday morning cartoon look and feel the book is going to have. Now, if you're fans of series like Darkhawk, Guyver, Ben 10, Tech Jacket, or movies like The Last Starfighter or Flight of the Navigator, then you will probably want to check out this book. But enough about the book, let's talk about the other rewards you can get on this Kickstarter. Besides the book, of course, you can get variant covers of the book, t-shirts, hats, prints, buttons. You could even be drawn into the book as a background character. Even if you just want the book, I'm throwing in 3 amazing digital comic books as bonuses. That's 4 books for the price of 1 campaign. So take a moment, look through all the rewards available, and make the best choice for you. I appreciate you taking a moment to check out the campaign, and I cannot wait to get this book into your hands. But until then, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves. All right, let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics, in collaboration with Taurus Comics, is proud to present to you the Starcore telethon. I am your host, Kyrun Silva, one half of the Four Tales podcast, also writer and creator of books like Shaman's Destiny, Saw the Lightning Wielder, Ruby from Planet Oz, and the book we are here for today, Starcore. I am also the artist. What's up? Wow. What's up, Dan? How you doing? So we are here as this timer right here shows for the next 24 minutes and 58 seconds as a countdown to the Starcore ending Kickstarter. This has been a weird campaign, frustrating at times, but also at the same time, very fun, very exciting. I can't believe some of the things that happened. I mean, funding, I always knew funding wasn't a very good option, but the idea of funding with like a week and a half left was a little surprising. Let me see here. I want to actually make this. There we go. That's what I want to do. Oh, that's not visible now. I wanted to show that on the screen while I'm talking. Let me see. That makes it too small. All right, I'm not going to do that. Let's get rid of you. So yeah, I'm here to have fun. We're going to talk about the Starcore campaign. We're going to hang out for the next 24 minutes. If you have any questions, like Dan right there, who is in the chat, feel free to ask them. I am here to answer your questions about the campaign. Yeah, so if you're not familiar with Starcore, if you're just checking out the live stream for the first time, Starcore is a comic book that's written by myself with artwork by Marcos Martinez. The book is an ongoing series from Taurus Comics, my publishing company. It is the last major pillar, as I call them, of Taurus Comics. Actually, if you see right here, that is Starcore, along with Malik from my first series, Shaman's Destiny. My biggest sale, Saw Lightning Wielder, and Ruby from Planet Oz. These four characters are going to compromise the main parts of Taurus Comics. I will have other characters that, of course, I introduce as the years go on, but these, I hate doing this on the camera. These four right here are the main ingredients, if you want to say, of what everything is going to come off of. This book has been something I've been planning on for almost a decade, honestly. Even before I created Shaman's Destiny, I always had Starcore in the background, just waiting. It's a book that I am very passionate about, and honestly, probably one of the reasons why I waited so long to release the book, because I was always worried that if the book did not go over well, it wouldn't fund, and that would have killed me, honestly. Just the idea of having people not want to try it out was going to kill me. But no, 150 people strong came in and pledged to the book, which I appreciate everybody that was there and tried it out. If you haven't tried it out, you do have 22 minutes to go to this website, tccrace.com, and get your own copy. I love the book. I know some people have questioned why the artwork is this animated style. One thing, shut up. This is my book. But no, another thing is, one of the reasons why I did this animated look is, out of all my characters, and I've said this on the podcast, all my characters, this is the one story I feel like could be turned into an animated series and just smoothly transition. So if you like that idea or you like that look, this is definitely going to be a book for you. Dan said, how different is Starcore and his story now from when you first came up with him? When I first came up with him, honestly, the core of Starcore is not the core of Starcore. The main parts of Starcore are not really that much different than when I first thought of him. The idea of having him find this suit and just discovering its abilities and being chased down by a government clandestine group, that's always been there. The one things that have changed, and you'll find out as you read the book if you do end up backing the Kickstarter, are the side characters. There are four friends that not Dan, that Corey has, that are main components of his relationship in the books. Each one is going to interact with Corey differently, and it's going to show how the people around him affect who he thinks he is. And that was something I didn't think of initially when I first started the story, is what makes Corey different than everybody else in the book. I mean, why is he so unique in a way? And one of the things that you're going to find is that Corey is very uncertain about himself, which, a lot of us are. But he's very uncertain about who he wants to be.
And this actually is something that if you look at the character, and a lot of people commented that he looks white, he looks Caucasian, and he's not. He's Mexican. He's full 100% Mexican. But you're going to see in the story that he struggles with his identity of who he is. His best friend is the star baseball player who is also white, but he has a lot of stereotypes about immigrants and particularly Mexicans that he passes on to Corey, unbeknownst to himself. It's just something that blurts out to himself, and Corey, it hurts Corey a little bit because this is his best friend, but his best friend has a lot of ideas of what Mexicans are. It's particularly ones that immigrated from Mexico. And that actually affects who Corey thinks about himself. And that's what at least I'm hoping to portray in the story as the books go along. So good question, Dan. Thank you for that. Oh God, Dan. I so want to congratulate Dan on something that big that's happening to him. But I'm not going to spoil it. But congrats to Dan. If you aren't checking out Dan's work, he does an amazing book called Long John. I've said it before; it's one of my favorite books right now. Anything that's being produced. But congrats to you, Dan, on your success. Going back to Corey, he struggles with his identity a lot, and that's going to be portrayed between his interactions with his friends and his mom a little bit too. Thanks. We're here to talk about Starcore. I'm definitely here to talk about Starcore. We have 18 minutes left in the campaign. We are $132 away from unlocking the free Michael Watson prints for everybody, and that's physical or digital copies. If you are getting digital reward, I will send that print to you so you can have it as a screensaver. Who knows? But yeah, we are here to talk about Starcore, and it's weird that I got 150 backers, which isn't my best. The last campaign for Solid Lightning Wielder, actually, I think I had like 230, which I totally get. That was a complete story, and Saw had a lot of build up from the past campaigns. But 150 backers for a first book that no one really knows anything about, I was pretty proud of. Let me sip my coffee real quick. I lie. It's not coffee, it's tea. I don't know why I call it coffee. But I'm excited for this, and I'm excited for the indie industry just in itself, that there are a lot of people out there that are willing to try books like Starcore or Long John or anything else that don't come from Marvel or DC. So I'm excited for how the world views indie comics. This isn't like it was back in the 70s or 80s, where people just bounding books together in their home or Staples or whatnot. We're doing and producing quality work that is better, if not as good as most things that Marvel or DC are producing, and that's the honest truth on this. Going back to Starcore, I feel like it's one of the best books I've produced. Some people might say visually it's not for them, and I get that. I totally get that. But I wanted a cartoon look, and Marcos Martinez, the artist of the book, definitely portrayed that. He has this unique style, especially with the expressions that he has. Let me see if I can find one to share that. How many books is the first Starcore story planned for? How many further Starcore stories do you have planned at this point? The first arc of Starcore is planned for 4 issues, and that's going to encompass Corey finding the Starcore suit. That's going to encompass him and his first few battles with Act and their resolution as far as what happens between Corey and Act. And then honestly, after issue 4, that will lead into the first major crossover for Taurus Comics, where you'll finally get to see all 4 of my characters interacting, plus a few others that I've hinted at in the past that I haven't shown yet. But some people have seen some designs, things like that. But that's really what I'm excited for, is that Starcore is going to bring everything together. We're going to have this huge crossover summer event that Marvel DC used to do, and they still do it nowadays. But this is gonna be fun for me because by then I'm gonna have so many of these books out for everything. People are gonna be interested to see, well, how do they interact? I've laid some groundwork very subtly, I think, with them and what the crossover is going to be about. And some people might pick it up because if you do see or if you have read them, it's a very subtle nod, but there are underlying themes with each of my characters that, and maybe I didn't do it well enough. I don't know because nobody's picked it up, but hey, who knows? T-Sip, because I haven't done a podcast all by myself in a while. I'm used to asking questions, waiting, getting answers, so I need T-Sip. And honestly, I'm a little tired from last night. It was my birthday, if nobody knew that. Yeah, I'm 40 something, say 40 something. Which is at 40 something years old, I'm producing comic books. And the idea of this, that 13-year-old, 14-year-old me would be doing this, and I'm making a living. It's not a great living. I mean, I always tell myself that once I'm able to let my wife quit her job if she wants to, that's when I know I succeeded. And I'm not there yet, but it's slowly getting there. But back to Starcore. What do we want to say about Starcore? Because it's just Dan and I at this point. Maybe I should have just had Dan just hop on so he can ask questions all the time. Let's see here. What do we want to talk about? Best what? No, I don't want best followers. Wow, all of a sudden I'm getting spam bots. Does that mean I'm making it? I'm getting spam bots on my live streams. So as far as the long term with Starcore, this is definitely going to be an ongoing series. Even after the first 4 issues, I do have stories for it. I don't know the exact amount, honestly, but I do have stories that I've thought of that would be great ways to jump off once the first 4-issue arc is completed. And we'll see. Dan is on fire with the questions. How many new properties do you plan to introduce to the Taurus Comics universe? I have to take a moment and look real quick. I could tell you at least 2 more, maybe 3. Let me see. One moment while I actually look at the folder of books I have planned out. All right. For sure, 2 books. There are 2 books that I really want. One is a team book that would involve Saw the Lightning Wielder and a group of other new characters that they have not introduced towards comics yet. The other one is a individual book with a new character that's been in development for a couple years now. I have a few more, but I don't know if they're ready for development yet. But definitely 2 books. The time frame on those, I don't know. When I find the right story for them, the team book, actually, you will find that. Damn you, Dan. All right, so the team book that I'm talking about, its name is Shocks. It is like your Justice League Avengers type team book mashup. They will actually be introduced at the end of Starcore 4 and Saw 6. At the end of Saw 6. Around that time is when the big crossover that I was talking about before will come about. So you're going to see this big threat that's coming down all because of Starcore, basically. And you're going to figure out why they had to team up for this. This is a huge universal type threat. It's a Silver Surfer level type threat, if you might say. What's up, baby girl? My dog wants attention. Say hi. Basically, say hi to Dan. Yep. All right. I'm recording. We have 10 minutes left. Let's see, refresh if there's been any new backers. Nope, nothing new. All right, you are caught up on my cord. All right, go play. All right, so yeah, definitely 2 books is what my goal is. I think at that point I'll have enough books to where I'll have something for everybody at that point. Honestly, I might have 2 million books. I think that might be too much for me to juggle all at the same time, but we'll see how that goes. 9.5 minutes. If you just dropped into the stream, we're doing a countdown to the end of Starcore. You can go to this website right here, tccrates.com. If you haven't already, back the campaign. We're $132 away from unlocking the next stretch goal, which is a Taurus Comics Michael Watson Starcore print. God dang it, Dan. Would you ever think about running multiple Kickstarters at once? Although that does sound like a nightmare. Yes, actually, I have thought about that. I've thought about that just because I've seen some creators do it, and it is a nightmare. I already struggle with the one campaign and doing all the talking for this one campaign, but I have thought about it only because I have so many books at this point, and it's hard enough to get a book out every couple months without actually doing more than one campaign. One thing I've actually even thought of doing is finding a way to maybe produce a campaign at the beginning of the year that funds multiple books throughout the year. Maybe have like a campaign for Saw, Ruby, and Starcore all at once through one campaign. I don't know. Logistically, it feels like a nightmare doing a campaign for 3 separate books at the same time. But it is something I've been trying to see if I can do. So good question. If you have a question, feel free to ask. We have 8 more minutes left in the stream. We are doing a countdown to the Starcore campaign. Right now, we sit at $2,868 with 150 backers. God dang, I can't believe it's been a month already doing this. Time flies when you do a Kickstarter. It really does. I want to actually, let me see something really quick. I want to see if I can show. Let's see here. Maybe that's better. Is that better? I don't know. Or would it be better like this? I feel like that's better. Okay. So yeah. Where was I at? Have I thought about doing a multiple books? Yes, I have, and maybe I will someday. I don't know. The idea of doing that much work for multiple books at the same time is very daunting, but there are people that do it, and some do it with success, some do not. I have seen a bunch of creators do it that fail miserably, and I don't want that. Dan, you should have just hopped on the stream. You're the only one asking questions. What's next for Taurus Comics? What is next? After Starcore, we are going to do Saw the Light Wielder issue 4. That is actually next. I've actually had the script already done. The artist is going to be Erwin Ropa, who did issue 3. He's agreed to actually... he's agreed to come aboard again, and I'm excited because I did love Erwin's take on Saw. It had a little bit more of an anime style than what David Jackson did with issues 1 and 2. But I just like the idea of consistency still being there with that. Issue 4, Saw will actually introduce 4 new characters. No, sorry, 6 new characters for the Saw universe. And they are going to be... This is going to be a new arc where we see Saw is now dealing with the battle with Lord Eclipse and all the fallout that comes with it. And we're going to find out that some people didn't like the idea that they have this superhero that runs rampant in a city and battles whenever she wants to. So we're going to find out how that affects Saw and her view of what people think of her. So that's coming up. I don't know when I'm going to do the campaign for that. I have to see how fast Irving can start producing pages. But hopefully, maybe June, July, maybe August. We'll probably do that. That's the plan, at least. Honestly, I want to get most of the Starcore out into people's hands before I launch that. The other idea that we're going to do with Tours Comics is we're going to hopefully, fingers crossed on that, relaunch the campaign for Donner Lane. Donner Lane is a book that I still want to be produced. We failed on a first Kickstarter, my first Kickstarter that failed, but I feel like it does have the ability of being something people will like. What is one indie character you think about integrating into Taurus Comics? Why is it? Why is it Ace Blade? Oh wow. Danny, too quick. Is that you? What is one indie character you would think about integrating into Taurus Comics? That is a good question. I don't know if I'd want it. There, I love a bunch of indie characters. There's Clarity Girl. There's It's Not the Weird Spider. Ace Blade is an interesting one. I don't know if I love him. There's Hotshot. There's Long John. There's so many characters that I do love as books, but I don't know if I integrate any of them into Taurus Comics. Just because what I'm doing with Taurus Comics is different than what anybody else is doing with their characters, and the idea of integrating them into my universe would just change what I have planned for it so much. So I don't. To answer your question, there wouldn't be anybody. Not that I don't love these characters, not that I don't want to do something with them, but I don't want to change what I have going on for my universe to fit them. And I've seen that actually with people who merge their companies with others. They have to change how they're doing things, and I don't want to do that. 3 more minutes to go. I guess at this point, 3 minutes, Dan, you and I, we're hanging out for the end of the Starcore campaign. No changes yet, but that's okay. I'm so excited that we are $300, $368 over funding goal. We're still $132 away. Give us one obscure spoiler for either Starcore or the Star Wars universe in general. Okay. Here, I will do this then. Let me see. Hold on. Why did I change that? All right. Give me a second. We have 2 minutes left. Dan wants a spoiler, and I'm going to give it when I can find it. I can't find it. This is stupid. Okay, I was going to show you something, but never mind. One spoiler is that there's 100 seconds left, and Starcore, the idea of Starcore, inside, actually you can see it in the symbol of on Starcore's chest. That is actually a living being. That is a living, breathing entity that's inside that little chest symbol right there. That's the source of its power. That's where all of Starcore's energy comes from. And my timer is actually a little bit off, faster than the actual countdown. But that is the, I guess, spoiler, if you want to call it, is that inside Starcore is an actual living alien creature. 60 seconds left. I guess, Dan, do you have any other questions? No one else decided to join me. 53 seconds. Come on. I really want that to somehow just bump up to like 3,000. I really do. That'd be dope. I guess, Dan, if you want to, another obscure spoiler is that in issue 4 of Saw, we're going to be introduced to a new character that is the mayor of Greenville. and does not like Saw in any way possible. 20 seconds left. Is anything going to change on this? Nope. Congrats to you and everyone at Tours Comics. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for joining the stream. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That is it. As you see by the confetti, the Starcore campaign is done. Thank God. Man. All right. So final was 2,868. Thank you to the 150 people out there that backed the campaign. I really appreciate your guys' support. This has been an amazing run. Next step is to collect your funds, which Kickstarter will be doing, and they will process that and send that to me. And then we're going to start getting books out to you. So I'm excited. I appreciate everybody. Dan, you're the man for joining me, asking a bunch of questions. I did see others pop in and out of the stream, and that's okay if you didn't answer questions. I just appreciate everybody supporting the campaign, supporting me as a creator. I can't wait for you guys to read this and get it in your hands and hopefully enjoy it as much as I have watching the pages come in from Marcos. But that is it for now. So until later, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves. I don't have an ending video for this like I do for a Four Tales podcast. I don't know what to do. So I guess I'll just go.